But what do you think? What time would you do this
Which
when you
one?
move here? This session.
Oh, I'm doing it morning 7:10.
Yeah, yeah, no. When you're here in Boston,
Oh, when I'm Boston, I will switch to 7:40 again, as per my
10:40
convenience.
again.
I'm sorry
No,
for that.
that's that works, Prabhu.
Yeah. So yes, bro. I'm a little selfish in my service to all of you. I'm seeing my convenience and
No.
that.
Prabhu,
Okay.
your 20 minutes whenever you give, Prabhu. It's
Yes, bro.
I said you can. We appreciate your time, Prabhu. Whenever you give, Prabhu. I know you have like you have to wake up super early and like have a lot
Thank
of
you.
services in the morning. So
Thank you for accepting my service. What you're proper improper. Okay. So yeah. So and another thing is that mm, see what he's telling. Generally, how it so happens that when one goes to church for profit, then the money does not come. Then he concludes that approaching God is nonsense and gives up all connection with church. This is the danger of approaching God with ulterior motives. So this is a very important point. So the Gyani, I mean the person, it's actually as in I mentioned before also, this Gyani is not some Gyani which generally we understand as some kind of Mayavadi or impersonalist who is then who may not be interested in Krishna, not like that. So he is basically wanting to engage in devotional service and he's in knowledge of Lord, right? And he is engaging in devotional service to attain full perfection, right? Like that. So, uh, so this kind of person is very fixed and he makes very swift progress because he is very dear to the Lord. But the person who comes with ulterior motive, there's a danger that he may go away if his desires are not fulfilled. So Prabhupada says they're like neophytes. Um, they're like third class right now, but eventually they should progress to become second class and then first class also. So that's why there's a danger. That's why Prabhupada giving the example that how in the World War II, many guys are praying for the German soldiers in the church that they can save them. But when they died, because somebody has to be killed, in the battle, some of them will be killed. So then they became atheistic. So people simply connect to Lord as being order supplier. This is the mentality of those who are not yet on the higher platform of devotional service. So they are connected to the Lord because they want something from Him. This they see Lord as order supplier. If I go to God, He will give me something. Like people go to even take darshan also. You see, they'll go to Kashi Vishwanath, they will go to Ayodhya, they may go to Vrindavan also sometimes. They may go different places and they may perform certain worship. But actually, if you see, they have very clear-cut goals in their mind, some material goals. Like they may want some success in business. Sometimes they are, not getting some, they may not be getting child or something. So they may have them specific purpose. So people go for that. Mannat maangne jaate hain. Mannat maangne. So all that they do. So, so Prabhupada is saying that is the effect of praying for material things. Because when their material desires are not fulfilled, then they say there is no God. Yeah. So the point is that um, actually it is a very very primary and you know uh, a very primary way of actually connecting to the Lord. It's like a very very official and primary. So and the person who is approaching the Lord with such kind of material motives, so he may not actually get much what do you say? I mean the real benediction actually what Lord wants to award. So that's why such a person, by the association of devotees and by performance of some devotional service, because he is approaching the Lord, so he may perform some devotional service. So eventually, he has to actually become purified like that. So that is very, very important because one cannot remain on this platform for long. There's always danger to go back. There's a danger there. That's why one should this kind of devotees who come. Actually, that's why we also should see, those who come to temple, the Sukritivan fellows. So if we don't give them further help to get knowledge about the Supreme Lord, and and appreciate the Lord as being the supreme, as being the our beloved Master, as our beloved Father. Not exactly Father, because Father again auto supplier. Sometimes that mentality comes, but as our beloved object. I mean, as our object of love, and approaching the Lord out of love. So, and helping the people to understand the pastime of how Hanumanji's devotion to for Lord Rama, how Sudama had pure devotion for Krishna, how Pandavas they were having devotion to Lord, selfless devotion. Shabri having selfless devotion to Lord Rama. So, like that, when we explain, then their heart may get transformed. They may also start appreciating the Lord's sweetness and the devotion to the Lord without any motives like that. So ISKCON is doing very good job. See, many pious people in India, they are becoming very good devotees. But if the Prabhupada's ISKCON would have not been there, Prabhupada's books would have not been there, devotees would have not been there. It is so rare to become a devotee, so rare to come to the higher platform of approaching the Lord out of love. That is very rare. But by the mercy of Prabhupada, because they're getting the association of such pure devotees, and they're getting the association of Prabhupada through his books, and they have the opportunity to perform devotional service, and having the knowledge of devotional service from all these sources. That's how they are able to eventually come to the higher platform. Very nice, fortunate situation in ISKCON temples. You see, people immediately come gradually, immediately in the sense that not so long it takes for them to come to the higher platform of devotion. So that way they get that thorough understanding. They have that full facility to come. Yeah. So like Dhruv Maharaj's example is, you have any question? Would you have any question?
Yeah, Prabhu, a quick thing here. So the people who are distressed, is it is it a true statement to say, like, if they're distressed in, in their current life, it is because of the karma they have accumulated in their past lives, and they have to go through that distress, but through devotion they would be able to still get peace and happiness. Like, the distress would be kind of a tangent in their life, that it would come and go because they are like devoted and they have love for Krishna, and it would give them love and happiness, and that distress would not be able to cause as much turmoil as it could have.
Exactly. You understood the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanted to ask this and
Yeah.
confirm this.
Yes. Actually, material distress and happiness, there's a nature of this material world that will come
Hmm.
and go. Kama, paino, anityas. And Tam Bharata, just tolerate it. Arjuna is told, Arjuna Krishna has recommended to Arjuna, that's tolerate it. But the tolerance is not very severe, painful struggle or experience for a devotee. The degree he's experiencing bhakti ras. No? Like the example is given, like suppose somebody has got the wound. Radha Shambhu gives a wonderful example, and he has put the handyplast. So now that handyplast or whatever that bandage is there, if you just simply, if it is dry and you remove it, it will make so much of, I mean, that kind of sound also, and very painful it will, because the hairs are completely stuck there. But if you put water, then immediately can very easily come out like that. So same way, uh, when we are not experiencing bhakti rasa, then the struggle with all the distress and happiness, whatever the upheavals in this material world, it becomes very painful. When there is bhakti rasa, then one can easily, even though there may be some kind of disturbances and troubles and all that, one can still remain internally peaceful and happy, blissful by dint of the bhakti rasa. That's how it is. So that happens because of the detachment the devotee experiences, vairagya. From he doesn't identify actually. There is a misidentification. So when he doesn't identify with the pains and pleasures of this world, so and he identifies himself as the eternal soul, and he is experiencing the reciprocation of the Lord, and his heart is getting filled with bhakti ras. So that way he is not affected the way any ordinary person will be affected. That's true of what you said. Okay. That's why in highest of the calamities also devotees can experience internal bliss and peace. It's possible for a devotee. That's what amazes every other person. That how can a devotee be in such a situation and still he's devoted to the Lord and is happily situated and all. Like Pandavas were sent to forest, but Pandavas never complained. They continued their devotion service. No single complaint against Krishna. Krishna, we are your intimate devotees. Why did you do this for us? They never complained. In this connection, there is a story. We'll just read this one paragraph to stop. In this connection, there is a story of a little boy of 5 years old named Dhruva who belonged to a royal family. In the course of time, his father, the king, tired of his mother and deposed her as his queen. He then took another woman as queen, and she became stepmother to the boy. She was very envious of Dhruva, and one day the Dhruva was sitting on the father's knee. She insulted him. Oh, you cannot sit on the lap of your father, she said, because you are not born of me. She dragged Dhruva from his father's lap, and the boy became very angry. He was the son of Kshatriya, and Kshatriyas are notorious for their quick tempers. Dhruva took this to be a great insult, and he went to his mother, who had been deposed. Yes. Dear mother, he said, my stepmother has insulted me by dragging me from my father's lap. Dear son, mother replied, what can I do? I am helpless. If father no longer cares for me. Well, how can I take revenge? Boy asked, my dear boy, you are helpless. Only if God helps you, can take it. Oh, where is God? Dhruva asked instead. I understand. So many sages. Okay, his mother said, I understand. So many sages go to the jungle and forest to see God. The mother replied, they undergo great penances and austerity in order to find God there. At once, Dhruva went to the forest and began asking the tiger and the elephant, oh, are you God? Are you God? This way he was questioning all the animals. Seeing that Dhruva was very much inquisitive, Sri Krishna sent Narad Muni to see about the situation. Narad quickly went to the forest and found Dhruva. My dear boy, Narad said, you belong to the royal family. You cannot suffer all this penance and austerity. Please return to your home. Your mother and father are very much anxious of you. Please don't divert to me. Please don't try to divert me in that way, the boy said. If you know something about God, or if you know how can I see God, please tell me. How I can see God, please tell me. Otherwise, go away and don't disturb me. Narada saw that Dhruva was so determined. He initiated him as a disciple and gave him the mantra of Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dhruva chanted this mantra and became perfect, and God came before him. My dear Dhruva, what do you want? You can take from me whatever you want. My dear Lord, why replied, I was undergoing such severe penances simply for my father's kingdom and land. But now I have seen you. Even the great saints cannot see you. What is my profit? I left my home to find merely some scraps of glass and rubbish, and instead I have found a very valuable diamond. Now I'm satisfied. I have no need to ask anything of you. Thus, even though one may be poverty stricken or in distress, if he goes to God with some determination as Dhruva, intent on seeing God, taking his benediction, and if he happens to see God, he will no longer want anything material. He comes to understand the foolishness of material possessions, and he puts the illusion aside for the real thing. When one becomes situated in Krishna consciousness like Dhruva Maharaj, he becomes fully satisfied and does not want anything. Amazing, no? So Prabhupada gives a big story, short, long story cut short, and such a precise and dialogue form. Very nice, very nice. Maybe remember, we can remember that in on the way to Krishna, we have this nice story of Dhruva Maharaj. Such a clear cut and shortcut manner. Very nice. So we will discuss about the how what is the we will have little kind of analysis about approaching the Lord with material desires, and if somebody approaches the Lord without material desires, because if somebody is approaching the Lord with material desires also is getting purified eventually, and he is able to come to the platform of pure devotion service. And those approaching the Supreme Lord without any material desires, they also anyway getting pure devotion service. So what is the difference still? We will see that. Some kind of analysis we will do in next class. So next class is going to be very interesting. We'll have some kind of analysis, and like the questions like whether Prabhu, suppose you are experiencing some kind of situation, you should I go and pray to Krishna or not, Prabhu? Should I get that material as can I just tell to Krishna? Anyway, he will purify me and he will anyway take care of that. So no problem. No, we can always somebody may ask this kind of question. So we will see certain questions like that. How as a devotee we should have clarity about approaching Krishna with material or without material. We'll see next class. So please don't miss. Tomorrow we'll have discussion. Tomorrow I'll be trained. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, you join. I'll try to join from 10. Let's see. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
I'll just put this this I mean to say, yeah. The link. Oh my God. Bro, I'm just putting this on chat.
Yes, Prabhu.
Uh, the link. Anyway, the link fully did not come because I was not there. I mean, I started recording later. So, Prabhu, can you do it? Nishant, Prabhu, can you just put it on the group?
Sure, Prabhu. I'll do it.
Thank you, Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Okay.